Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about the central line. So firstly, what is the central line? So it is a central line. So basically it has three ports. First one is the proximal port, median port and the distal port. Let's discuss it one by one. Central line catheter is a type of thin and flexible tube that is inserted into the large vein. So what are the large veins? That collects the blood from the upper body, that is known as the superior vena cava, and from the inferior part of the body, that is known as the inferior vena cava. So we have to make the access to the large veins like the SVC and the IVC. So in the SVC there are mainly two veins. First one is the internal jugular vein and second subclavian vein. In the inferior vena cava can be accessed through the femoral vein. So it was the three sites where the central venous catheter can be inserted. The most preferable site for the short-term use is the internal jugular vein and for the emergency condition because it can be easily accessible. For the long-term use, the subclavian vein is preferred and the least preferred vein is the femoral vein because due to that area there is the increased chances of the infection. First preferable vein for the long-term use is the subclavian vein. Subclavian vein is in the close proximity with the lung pleura, so there is the chances of the pneumothorax, and internal jugular vein is in close proximity with the carotid artery, so there is the chances of the arterial puncture. So there are a number of catheters. First one is a non-tunneled. It can be used from days to the week. And second one is a tunneled and it can be used from weeks to the month. Third is a pit line, that is a periphery inserted central catheter that is inserted from the peripheral veins like the brachial vein and the cephalic vein, that are the large vein and accessed to the superior vena cava, and it can be used from weeks to the month. And at last there are the implantable ports that can be used from months to the years, and there are the special kinds of needles for the implantable ports, and the medicine is directly injected into that port with the help of that needle. So here we have the triple lumen catheter. So it has the three ports. So now let's discuss about the purpose of the each lumen or each port of the central line. Proximal for pull, medial for meal and distal for drugs. So in the proximal port, we take the blood samples and administer the IV fluids to the patient. In the medial port, we provide the meal to the patient. So that is the TPN, total parenteral nutrition. And the chemotherapy is also provided through the medial port. And at last there is the distal port that is present on the tip of the catheter, distal for drugs. And the drugs that are very important, that are the vasopressors. Distal port is used for administering the drugs like the vasopressors, blood transfusion, colloids, and for the central venous pressure monitoring. So it has the three ports. Firstly, there is a proximal port that is longer in the length. जिसकी लेंथ सबसे ज़्यादा होगी that will be the proximal, and उससे जो छोटी लेंथ है that will be the median, although सबसे small length है that will be the distal port. So here is the lumen of the distal port that is present on the tip of the catheter, median lumen. So here it is, and at last there is a proximal lumen. So here it is a distal lumen. So what are the indication of placing central venous catheter into the patient's body? So first one is hemodynamic monitoring like the CVP pressure monitoring, and second one is medicine administration. The patient who are critically ill and there are the multiple or the number of injectables and the infusions are going on for that patient, then central line is preferred. And the patients where the frequent sampling is needed, the central line is used. For the oncotic patients where chemotherapeutic agents are administered and the TPN is administered, and it can be used as an access for the dialysis, blood transfusion, blood sampling, and also the fluid resuscitation. Basically, central line is inserted in the local anesthesia, but if the patient is uncooperative, then the conscious sedation can be given, like the drug that is given, that is the midazolam, and for the local anesthesia the drug is the lidocaine. And the position that is given while inserting the central line, that is the Trendelenburg position, in which head of the patient is low and the lower body or the legs are raised, and the position of the neck and the upper body depends upon which side we are choosing. So for example, if we are choosing the internal jugular vein, then the position is the Trendelenburg and neck of the patient is slightly extended towards the left side because the right internal jugular vein is preferred, so that the internal jugular vein get distended and can be easily accessed. So here is the procedure of inserting the central line. Firstly, the chlorhexidine 2% solution is used to prevent the CLABSI. CLABSI is the catheter associated bloodstream infection. So CLABSI bundle is followed. So in the CLABSI, first step is the hand hygiene and with the soap and water, alcohol based hand rub for at least 30 seconds. While dealing with the central line, the healthcare personnel should follow the 5 movements of the hand hygiene. Second step is a maximal barrier precautions. For example, the PPE, the personal protective equipments like the sterile gloves and the sterile gowns, mask and cap, and for the insertion the sterile drape is used and the sterile field is maintained during the whole procedure. Next is the chlorhexidine gluconate 2% solution is used because it is preferred over the alcohol based hand rub or the povidone iodine because it is effective for the number of organisms like the MRSA. After using the chlorhexidine, the site must be dried for at least 30 seconds. The fourth step is the optimal catheter site selection. In this, the subclavian and the internal jugular is preferred over the femoral site due to the increased chances of the contamination. Next point is the regular dressing change weekly or every 7th day and or if soiled. And sixth is the flushing protocol. Each port of the central line should be flushed in every day with the normal saline or the heparinized saline. And why we are using heparin? To decrease the chance of the clot formation or the thrombus formation in the central line, and it maintains the patency of the central line. Monitor site for infection like the redness or erythema, pain, swelling at the catheter insertion site. We must monitor it time to time. For that's why the Tegaderm dressing is used. Tegaderm dressing is the transparent one. We can easily visualize from the dressing the site is infected or no. So if there is a doubt of the infection, then the blood culture can be sent to the laboratory and blood culture can be taken from the 2 sites. First one is the catheter insertion site. Second is the directly puncture to the patient's vein. And at last there should be daily assessment. The extra lines should be removed because the extra lines are the chances of the infection. So before administering the drug, the hub of the port should be cleaned with the alcohol swab. Then the drug should be administered. Port should be flushed with the normal saline. And at last it should be clamped to prevent the air embolism. So if there is a air embolism, you have to position the patient Trendelenburg left lateral and also you have to administer the oxygen. Now what are the complications of the central line? First complication is the pneumothorax. That means the air in the pleural cavity. In the pneumothorax you have to assess for the lung sound that can be listened only in the one lung. So unilateral breath sounds plus increased respiratory rate and decreased oxygen saturation will be there. Second complication is the CLABSI, catheter associated bloodstream infection. Third is the hematoma formation at the insertion site or the bleeding. And fourth one is the arrhythmia and the thrombosis. So now there is a procedure of inserting the central line. Firstly, the site is identified. So under the USG guidance, the vein is identified, then there is punctured with the needle, and after that guide wire is inserted to the needle. So after that needle is removed from the guide wire and dilator is inserted to make the room for the catheter. After making dilation, the catheter is inserted into the vein and at last it is fixed, and each port of the central line should be flushed before insertion of the central venous catheter. And at last there is a dressing that is preferred on the central line is the Tegaderm dressing, that is the transparent. And at last there is a most important point that the position of the central line is confirmed via the X-ray. So this technique is called the cell Linzel technique. So if you like this video and you want another videos like this, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. So thank you for watching.